3:00. Nice to have you with us on a holiday week. We got to talk a little Lions here. So we've broken down the weekend, had a bunch of conversation about it. Now we look forward, right? Now we can start to look towards the last 3 games. There are a lot of things at play. Number 2 seed is possible. I don't know how realistic, but it's possible. You have the division, and then just this idea of stringing together good ball at the right time of the year. And Saturday was your best game of the year. So here's the question. If we attach a number to your confidence level, you're at Minnesota, at Dallas, home for Minnesota. 3 games. Your confidence on a scale of 1 to 3 with a direct correlation to the amount of wins they're going to get. How confident are you the rest of the way? If you call up and go, I'm a 3 out of 3, you think they're going to sweep the board and potentially be the 2 seed. You're a 2 out of 3. That means you think they're going to win 2 of these games. That they will somehow, some way either sweep Minnesota or beat Dallas in Dallas and split Minnesota. You're a 1 out of 3. Self-explanatory. You're going to win 1 of these 3 games. People are going to be pretty nervous going into the playoffs. If you call up and you're a 0, you would really need to explain yourself. I would just need to hear
why.
Yeah. So I would like to hear from Lions fans. And I have my answer. I think I'm a 1. They're not beating Dallas. Now, if you beat Minnesota in Minnesota, I'll move it to a 2. I think this weekend's game is going to be real tricky. I never am comfortable when you win in a laugher and you got to go on the road in the division the next week. And the team you're facing, this is it for them. This is as back against the wall as it gets. I get nervous. Now, I still think you're going to win a playoff game, but as it relates to the last 3, I think I'm a 1. Because I do view Dallas as the impossible. You beat Dallas. I said this on yesterday's show. You beat Dallas in Dallas, you have every right to say you're a Super Bowl team. Mm-hmm. My opinion. Rico didn't say that. I did. 248-539-9797, though. Tie your confidence level to this team.
You beat Dallas, and I think it's the same way we talked about when they beat the Chiefs. I said that Friday, you could talk Super Bowl because that was an accomplishment at the beginning of the year. Going into Kansas City, defending Super Bowl champions, ring night for them, and you won. You beat Dallas, that's going to be your best game that you've won all year long. It'll put the Kansas City game in the rearview mirror. You won't be able to talk about, well, whether was it an asterisk game or not, doesn't matter, because that means you went into Dallas and you beat them with Dak, you beat them with Micah Parsons, with all the toys that they have, and you got the W. Saying that, each week is teaching me more and more there's no such thing as an auto win in the NFL. Just when you there was no way in the world I thought David's team was going to lose that game, especially when they jumped out early. Mike Tomlin just owns the Colts until last Saturday when he didn't. I'm thinking, going back to what I've said all year, you're going to split with Minnesota. And I've said that since the beginning of the year. I don't think you're going to sweep that.
If you think they're splitting with Minnesota, Rico, you're a confidence level 1.
I'm a 1.
By the way, side note, I know nobody cares, but David is a devotee of the Steelers. For the first time in my life, I actually think there's something to this Mike Tomlin stuff, David. You feel like he's on his way out?
I do.
It just feels something's changed.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, but I think, yeah.
I know it's not Pittsburgh radio, but Mike Tomlin's a huge name, and I just wanted a 10-second capsule.
You think he's going someplace else?
Yeah. Yep. I think Belichick is gone in New England. I think Tomlin's gone in Pittsburgh. I do.
No, I mean, it's one of those things that if I would have told you at the beginning of last year that we would want Dan Campbell here for a lifetime, but those 2 guys would be gone from their established teams, nobody would have believed.
And if I told you Mel Tucker would have lost $80 million in a hotel room, you wouldn't have believed it.
Mike wins. Mike's going to be here till 6 o'clock. I'm going to go home.
If I told you Michigan had a guy in spy glasses on state sideline, I'll
call you Sparty. I say, look at you, Sparty. What are you talking about? No way.
How about this? Georgia's going to play Florida State. not in the national title game, and just a meaningless New Year's Six.
There you go. Yeah, everybody wins. Okay, I think we've established unbelievable things. Would the Pistons have lost 24 straight? 248-539-9797. What?
I still can't believe. No, the whole Mel Tucker thing, when you think about it, $80 million gone.
And the fact that we don't really owe any of it.
It worked.
You just hate to see it.
It's just, I hope it was worth it.
Go to Marine 97.1. Hello, Marine.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, listen, I think the Lions are going to go 2-3, 2 out of 3. I think they're going to have a problem with Dallas, and I'll split the Vikings. As long as the offensive line remains healthy, I think we're all right. The defensive, you did a good job this past week of correcting the mistakes they made last week.
Yeah, I mean, Marine, look, it'd be easy for me to say 2. It would. I just get very nervous like Rico does. It's why I had hoped, and I really thought you'd have this thing sewn up by now, and the games against Minnesota wouldn't matter. But it's very hard to beat a divisional team twice in 3 weeks. And you might be right. They may bomb this team twice. But it's the only thing holding me back. I hate that the NFL schedule makers have begun doing this.
And see, the worst part about it for me is you may still have to see them again the following week, which I think you'd rather see the Rams. You'd rather see anybody but the Vikings for 3 out of 4 weeks. It just, the odds are not in your favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think they'll beat Vikings at least once. They'll have a hard time with Dallas, but eventually I think they will beat Dallas.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Marine. If they win that game, that is one of the best wins in the NFL of the year. I went through Dallas's splits yesterday on the show. I mean, Dallas doesn't just beat teams at home. They bomb them. They're averaging 40 points a game at home. They are a different team. You go down there and win. You want to use the words S and B together? Feel free.
No, I totally agree, because that's going to be a game that's going to shut up a lot of critics. That's going to shut up a lot of people. And, yeah, you will be the number 2 seed, because now if it comes down to the tiebreaker, you beat Dallas.
Yeah.
You got the 2 seed, and you probably are looking at 2 home playoff games.
Let's go to Doug, 97.1. What's up, Doug? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Yeah, I'm all in with a 3, and I'll tell you why. Because again, based on what Dallas, like you said, I understand the their dome field advantage, but again, their losses to subpar teams is just not. I mean, they have weaknesses, and I think the Bills did a good job of exposing something that is going to really settle in on defensive and offensive coordinators for the next 3 weeks. I mean, because I don't see Dallas beating the Dolphins. And I think the Lions have a really good shot, especially since, if we get one of our 2 better defensive players back, if we get Houston or CJ back, I mean, these guys are for real. I mean, Houston could have been our best pass rusher this season if he wouldn't have gone down. And if we get either one of those guys back for the Dallas game, I mean, the defense could change completely, right when we need it. And again, in Minnesota, last year they were a threat, but the fact that they can't pick a quarterback right now and the way they
it's not that they can't pick. I mean, Kirk Cousins' Achilles blew up. Josh Dobbs melted down.
I'm just saying. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, just the who they have left. Yeah, I mean Cousins. Yeah, I mean I'm more afraid of Cousins than anybody they have left on their roster at quarterback.
Sure. Listen. I want you to be right. Let me be very clear. I just have a higher opinion of Dallas than you do. Now, if that game were at Ford Field, I'm willing to have a more open mind because Dallas is just different away from home.
But see, that's the thing is, if you can go down there and do what Doug is saying, then you get the advantage. The rematch would come here at Ford Field. It's easy, and I understand why Doug is saying 3 out of 3, because after watching what that team just did, that was the most perfect game I've probably seen in Lions history, where it just all worked out. That the The defense just brought the blitz. The offense, the guys was running wide open.
This guy's been at Big Ten Network longer than Dick Clark was at ABC.
Mike Hall.
Are they going to bury Mike Hall with the building?
Yeah.
Like when the meteor hits, will Mike Hall be at the Big Ten offices? I didn't know he still worked there.
Yeah. He's their quirky Kenny Mayne type of reporter.
So brain dead idiot.
It's working for him so far.
Is it?
It's just weird seeing Kalen DeBoer and Chip Kelly
I
on
was
here.
just about to say, how weird is that?
I think you missed the story.
Like,
Mike.
whoa.
I focused on all the wrong things. I'm like, look, it's ESPN Dream Job guy from 20 years ago.
He parlayed it into a career.
Yeah, but you're back up to Revson. If you can't bypass Dave Revson, I don't know, man. Might be time to try something new.
You still get that check, man.
Okay.
As my man said, money, money, money.
Oh, hold on. I have that. We haven't played that in a while. Rico wants to focus on, hey, what's Chip Kelly doing on the BTN? To remember the Big Ten.
Right. That's what's weird. Like, why are you talking to Chip Kelly?
Like, why do we care about their recruiting class?
Right. Like, so, Pac-12 and, oh, that's
Things.
right. Yeah.
All right.
You've in the community.
We'll get to the people. Yeah, if you missed the start of the show, a lot of holiday wishes for the Detroit Pistons Twitter account. You'll have to go listen to understand it. Rico, please, a word from you.